Thanks for joining us this evening on TKO 8 Local News. And the Arkansas State Police say that 32-year-old Rodney Wayne Poore of Harrison was killed early Saturday morning in a one-vehicle crash on State Highway 7, about 2 miles north of State Highway 281. According to the report from Trooper Paul Hutchison of the Arkansas State Police, Poore was northbound in the 2004 Dodge when the vehicle left the roadway on the west side of Highway 7 about 3:30 a.m. on Saturday. The vehicle hit a culvert and overturned several times, ejecting Poore from that vehicle. Jesse Carl Ray Benton, 34, of Harrison, faces several charges after a disturbance with his mother and the police early on Sunday morning. Harrison police say a caller reported a disturbance at an address on South Sycamore around 1:40 a.m. Sunday. Police Chief Paul Woodruff said officers responded and made contact with Benton and his mother. Benton's mother told police he had thrown her to the floor and slammed a door against her foot. As officers were talking to Benton, he suddenly started removing his clothes and began fighting with the officers. One officer received a gouge mark in his face near the eye area, and another was kicked in the face, resulting in broken nose and some broken facial bones. Woodruff said officers were able to take Benton into custody, and his mother and both officers went to North Arkansas Regional Medical Center for treatment. Benton faces charges of third-degree domestic battery, resisting arrest, and 2 counts each of first-degree battery and aggravated assault on a police officer. He remains in the Boone County Jail on a $500,000 bond. 43-year-old Michelle Lynn Wood has been arrested and charged with manslaughter and reckless driving in connection with an accident June 12th claiming the life of an unborn child. Mountain Home Police say the fatal accident followed a series of 911 calls referencing a vehicle being driven recklessly and nearly hitting a second car head-on. After numerous reports of the car being spotted at approximately 8:20, a call came in from 911 regarding a 2-vehicle accident involving a blue automobile. A witness to the accident told law enforcement the car had flown past him on the square on Main Street in Mountain Home. He said his vehicle's windows were down and he had heard the tires squealing just before impact. The passenger of the second vehicle struck by the blue car was rushed by a passenger to Baxter Regional Medical Center. Police say the passenger in the vehicle was 8 months pregnant. The pregnant passenger was immediately taken into surgery where a female baby was delivered but severely injured due to the wreck. 2 days later, the baby was taken off life support while at Children's Hospital in Little Rock. Arkansas Game and Fish Commission's veterinarian Gene Ballard has introduced a new program to report sick or dead animals and fish that she hopes will help the agency stay on top of health problems affecting wildlife. If someone encounters a sick or a dead animal or even a fish, basically anything other than a deer, the commission asks that it be reported via email to the agfc.health@agfc.ar.gov. Those reports will be reviewed by Fish and Wildlife health professionals and, if possible, investigated in person. If more information is needed by the investigators, the person submitting the report may contact them. Well, 4 schools in the Harrison School District received an A grade on this year's annual state report cards and have been rewarded for that achievement. The Arkansas Department of Education bases the grades on performance, growth, student success, and school quality. The awards include financial payoffs as well as prestige. Eagle Heights Elementary School won a $15,000 award. Forest Heights Elementary was awarded $38,000. Harrison Middle School has also earned $38,000, and Skyline Heights received an award of $33,000. Funds can be used to pay bonuses to faculty and staff, to purchase educational equipment, and materials or to pay personnel to help improve and maintain student performance and growth. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at some headline news from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
On any given day here at Main Street Service Center, we might be working on a Ford like's on the 4-post lift over my shoulder, or an Infiniti that's back on the back bay, or a Toyota, or a BMW, or right here a Hyundai. You just never know what's going to come into the shop and what their needs might be, but you can rest assured that at Main Street Service Center, whatever you're driving, we can take care of it for you, whether it's oil and filter changes all the way up to engine and transmission replacements. And get this, we've been in business for 29 years and there's still things that we can't do, and we're not too proud to say it. So if you bring us something and it's over our head or out of our capabilities of expertise or tools, we're not too proud to say it, because we want your vehicle fixed correctly, right, and the first time.
Summer is here, and Harness Boots and Shoes has some of the hottest brands and styles available at great prices. You'll find a huge selection of sandals by Chaco for men, women, and children in various styles and colors. Birkenstock footwear sets the standard for comfort, quality, and functionality and continues to be one of their most popular brands. New for the season is their Tony Lama casual shoes for men and boys and the all-new Ariat Cruiser Classic slip-on for women. Their selection of Twisted X continues to grow with the latest and new styles. Get in the swing of summer at Harness Boots and Shoes on the Square in Harrison.
The 2018 Toyota Camry was made to keep you comfortable and connected, with tech and styling to help you let your hair down, so you can dance like nobody's watching.
We're totally watching.
Enjoy some time to yourself in a new 2018 Toyota Camry.
Right now, get $1,500 customer cash on the new fun-to-drive 2018 Camry. Hurry in today. Toyota, let's go places.
Hello, this is Michelle from Nature's Wonders. It's heating up earlier than usual this year, and I want to remind you to stay hydrated. Of course, drinking water is super important for hydration, but we also stock coconut water, electrolyte drink mixes, and even some supplements that may help. At Nature's Wonders, we understand that busy, active lifestyles demand quality products that are quick and convenient to help us feel our best. Come see us for your active lifestyle needs and find out how affordable healthy living can be. Nature's Wonders, next to Thompson's Ace Hardware in Harrison.
An Arkansas man whose young son died in a road rage shooting 2 years ago has surrendered to police in connection with an unrelated murder charge. Little Rock police say 31-year-old Antoine King Sr. surrendered on Monday. King is accused in the death of 38-year-old Joseph McCardle, who was shot and killed in his home in January of 2013. King's 3-year-old son, Asen King, was struck by a bullet while riding in the back seat of his grandmother's car in December of 2016. Gary Eugene Holmes is charged with first-degree murder and committing a terroristic act in the child's slaying. A federal judge has agreed to merge 2 lawsuits by opponents of Arkansas's Ten Commandments monument that seeks to have the display removed from the state capitol grounds. U.S. District Judge Christine Baker has granted the request to consolidate the lawsuits challenging the privately funded display. A 2015 law required the state to allow its construction. The monument was reinstalled in April after the original version was destroyed by a man who crashed his car into the monument. The lawsuits claim the display is the government's unconstitutional endorsement of religion. And police in Little Rock say a driver whose tractor-trailer collided with a train, killing a Port Authority worker, told investigators he did not see any lights or warning signals before the deadly collision. The crash last Thursday killed longtime Little Rock Port Authority worker Donald Melton. Police say that Melton and another Port Authority employee were riding in the train's rearmost car to act as spotters before the collision occurred. Police say the collision knocked the train off the tracks and on top of Melton, who was pronounced dead at the scene. The 62-year-old Melton had announced his retirement the day before. A 2017 survey shows that Arkansas high school students were more at risk of harm from a variety of sources and more likely to engage in unhealthy or dangerous behavior on their peers than in other states. The U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention released its latest Youth Risk Behavior Survey earlier this month. Arkansas held the top spot in the percentage of students who had ever driven while drinking, seriously considered suicide, being bullied on school property, or being a victim of rape or sexual assault. Experts say some findings could be explained by Arkansas' high poverty rates. Longtime Arkansas Municipal League Executive Director Don Zimmerman has died at the age of 75. The league's interim director, Mark Hayes, says Zimmerman died Sunday in hospice care as a result of cancer. Zimmerman began working for the organization that represents about 500 cities and towns in Arkansas in 1976. Zimmerman was named executive director in '74, a title he held until his death. Before we take a look at this forecast, which is going to be extremely hot as we move on through the work week, here's the way the stock market ended today. The rain that we thought we were going to get just did not quite happen, at least in the immediate Harrison area. North of Harrison, particularly in the Missouri, north of Springfield, they had some severe weather yesterday evening, and rainfall amounts anywhere from 1.5 to 3 inches of rain. I didn't hear of any 1.5 inches or much more than a trace around the Harrison area. It looked like we were going to get downpours, got black, a little bit of wind, but then it all kind of moved to the north and northeast of us. Unfortunately, we needed some good soaking rainfall. Well, we're going to have to wait a while, but it's going to get hot and it's going to be humid out there. It was a warm day today, 91 degrees this afternoon, the humidity in the upper 60s, and looks like that's the trend for the next 5 to 7 days. Tomorrow is going to be even warmer as we move on through the work week. On Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies, but 91 degrees. On Thursday, lots of sunshine, 97 expected for an afternoon high. On Friday, again, sunny skies, 94. Saturday, lots of sun, 94. And Sunday, mostly cloudy, but still 93 degrees. So mid to upper 90s. And we're talking about dangerous heat. When you get the humidity stacked on top of that, you're in the triple digits. So be careful if you're outside working or doing some type of activities. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at sports from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
We all need the help of a pharmacy from time to time. Sullivan Pharmacy would like to thank all their customers for supporting them as an independent local pharmacy. When you trade with an independent pharmacy, you deal with an owner that supports the local economy and charities. Visit Sullivan Pharmacy for any of your over-the-counter or prescription needs. It's important to keep helping those that help the community. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 Main Street, Harrison, serving this area since 1965. Inland Waste Solutions works diligently to be good stewards of the environment. Reducing waste via curbside recycling services, Inland Waste Solutions takes this mission seriously, but they need your help. When putting your waste and recyclables in their respective curbside containers, be sure that cross-contamination doesn't occur. Please only place recyclable materials in the yellow top bins. Check your recycling do's and don'ts list before you throw any item into the yellow top recycle bin. Together we can make a difference. Inland Waste Solutions, local people serving local people in Harrison. Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
From the makers of the best-selling Yamaha Grizzly and Kodiak 700 comes the all-new Kodiak 450, the world's only midsize ATV with Yamaha-proven off-road capability, all-day comfort, and confidence-inspired performance. The all-new Kodiak 450, starting at just $59.99.
Whether you ride mud, rocks, dunes, or trails, Polaris has a razor to match your passion. Unequaled power, unrivaled suspension, unmatched agility, and unbeatable comfort. Everything you need to chase memories and catch them. Find your razor at Polaris.com.
Well, it was anticipated last night, but unfortunately it didn't happen. The same thunderstorm area that we saw north of the state line up in Missouri was also in the Omaha, Nebraska area. And Game 1 of the College World Series between Arkansas and Oregon State was postponed until tonight because of heavy rain, adding to the latest in a line of delays that was caused by weather this year. NCAA Director of Championships and Alliances, Randy Boer, says that it has been the most challenging College World Series as it relates to inclement weather that he's seen in his 6 years of being involved in the championship series. Game 2 of the 3-game series will be tomorrow night, and depending on the outcome, Game 3 will be held on Thursday evening. Spot starter John Giant pitched one hit ball over a career-high 7 innings. Marcell Ozuna hit a 2-run double, and the St. Louis Cardinals beat the Cleveland Indians 4-0. It was the 3rd consecutive win for the Cardinals and the 10 regular season victory for the franchise, and 10,000, I should say. And Cleveland had won 7 straight up until last night. Mike Clevenger allowed 2 runs over 5 innings, and the Indians had just 4 hits in the ballgame. Brad Keller pitched 7 innings of 2-hit ball. Lucas Duda and Rosel Herrera drove in the only runs, and the Kansas City Royals beat the Los Angeles Angels 2-0. Willie Peralta earned his first career save in 136 career big league games. It was a makeup of a game that was frozen out in April of this year. Tyler Skaggs has returned to the mound for the Los Angeles Angels, the first of what manager Mike Sorosa is hoping is a wave of healthy players. The Angels expect an update on Soshi Otama later this week. Players such as Garrett Richards and Zach Corzett also are making progress as they return from the injury list. The Atlanta Falcons have signed a 1-year deal with safety Ron Parker, who spent the last 5 seasons with the Kansas City Chiefs. The 30-year-old Parker had 318 tackles, 9 interceptions, and 7 sacks in 80 games with Kansas City. And that wraps up our broadcast here for this evening. Thanks for joining us. Join us Monday through Friday at 6:30 and again at 10 p.m. as we continue to bring you local news, weather, sports, and local announcements from around the area on Harrison's broadcast station, TKO Channel 8. Now stay tuned for more local events around the viewing area.